Welcome to downtown Dallas. Hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you. John Garms, John Garms Real Estate. Hope you're doing well. My friends call me Jono. Hopefully you'll call me Jono. Let's talk about this housing bubble. Apparently, it's a big one. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below. It's free. A lot of people don't know that it's actually free to subscribe. Well, why should I subscribe if it's free? Because it really helps me out. And by you helping me, I'm helping you. Remember Jerry Maguire? Help me help you.
God, help me! Help me, Rod. Help me! Help you.
Also, hit the notification bell so that anytime new content's dropped, you'll be notified. It'll probably be on the news. But it's better if you're just notified through YouTube. I promise. Let's talk about this housing bubble. Apparently, it's a big one. And if you don't make the right decision, then it will suck the paint off your house and give your family a permanent orange afro.
Suck the paint off your house and give your family a permanent orange afro.
You know who said that? If you can tell me who said that, I'll give you 10,000 bonus points right now. Let's go. So this is downtown Dallas. It's not all of it. It's a portion of it. I'm here at the Connect 2022 conference for Master Networks. First year, kudos to Master Networks and Chaz Wilson. You put on a great event, my friend. Housing bubble. It's probably 2 or 3 times a week at this clip where someone reaches out and they say, hey, we've been thinking about buying. We're terrified. Prices are going through the roof. Interest rates are going through the roof. We feel like we should just hold on and ride out the storm. And that is absolutely one strategy. Should you follow that strategy? Well, let's talk about that. What do you do when housing prices are steadily creeping up and up and up? It's got to stop at some point, right? What goes up must come down, always. If you've never bought a house before, of course, if you're listening to the media, everything out there, every thumbnail on Facebook is talking about the doom and gloom of what's happening in housing nationwide, but we're specifically focused on the Dallas market, Dallas, Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, the Metroplex, if you like. What's the deal with this housing bubble? What causes a bubble? Well, I like to try to simplify things if I can. So let me put it to you this way. Supply and demand. The reason, if you just think about it logically, like this makes sense. The reason home prices are going bananas right now is because there are more people wanting to buy than there are houses to buy. Supply and demand. The demand is so much greater. There are people moving here in droves. We won't really get into why they're moving here. It's wonderful. I see people talk about, hey, stop coming from California. Texas is closed. No, it is not. Not in my neighborhood, baby. I want you to come to Dallas. I want you to come to Dallas. Right? When we moved to Prosper, Texas in 2009, Preston Road was a 2-lane road. It was a little bitty town, nothing but pasture everywhere, a couple of little neighborhoods, small town America. And every time we cross over the overpass now that is at Preston at 380, Katie sheds a little tear. She's like, oh, my little town. And I'm like, no, go, baby, go. Our area is so desirable. Why? Schools, no state income tax, jobs, corporations that are coming here in droves. It's a great time to live in North Texas. And there's a tremendous amount of opportunity. Everybody is hiring. Everybody. You can drive for Uber here and make 70 grand a year. Right? It's the land of freaking opportunity. Well, that's all got to come to an end at some point. Well, does it? So if you think about it, back to the point of supply and demand. The reason that the supply is so low is there's so many people that are buying it. We can't get caught up. I think we're less than a month of inventory right now. It's such a desirable place. Everyone wants to be here, and they'll do what they have to, including living with family, living with friends, staying in hotels until they can find a place. There's so many people coming and there's only so many houses and there's only so much inventory that's being built because of things like supply chain and all these other factors. Eventually, it will level out. Now, how do I know that? Because that's what happens. After day comes night, and after night comes day. After spring comes summer, and then fall. And wouldn't you know, after fall, it's winter time. But then spring comes. It's a circle. It's a cycle. That's just the way it is. After expansion comes recession. But after recession comes expansion. Jim Rohn said that. Jim Rohn's pretty smart cat. If you're not listening to Jim Rohn, shame on you. Go get you some Jim Rohn. Never mind. The market is hot, and it's getting hotter. I promise you. On my shirt. I like the shirt. I think blue looks good on me. On my shirt, the market is not going anywhere. In fact, I'm predicting we've got at least 4 more years of the hotness, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So what does that mean for you? You need to buy a house. You need to buy 2 houses. If you can buy 5, buy 5. Well, I want to get in a multifamily. Great, go buy multifamily. Those are harder to find, but if you've got the ability to buy multifamily and you got a deal, what are you waiting on? We just bought 80 units in Jacksonville, Florida, right? I believe in multifamily, and I put my own money in multifamily. But I don't have those deals come across my plate all the time like I do single family residential. So there's a lesson too. What are you within proximity of, right? I love single family residential because it just falls out of the sky into my lap. Am I lucky? I don't know. Maybe. I'll take it. I would rather be lucky than good any day of the week. My point is, if you have an opportunity to jump into something, man, it's a great time. It's a great time to jump in. Prices are going up. If the prices are going here and you jump in here, guess what? You ride the train. You are riding the wave. There's trains and waves everywhere. Get on. Ride the wave. You're going to thank me. Just trust me. Let me tell you a quick story. I had first-time home buyers. It was in the hot season, and we came across a property that we could have gotten into for $450,000. And the client decided, no, that's really a little bit more than we want to spend, and decided not to move forward. Like, we had the deal in the hand. The seller, verbal confirmation, we're good to go. They decided not to do it. Well, we ended up finding them a house later for over that amount by a pretty good bit. And part of the reason that they picked this other house is because, man, we got the opportunity. We missed out on some of this other stuff. We just got to get in, and they're happy with the house now. That house today is worth over $700,000. Same house that they could have bought for $450, over $700,000 now. Sometimes it makes sense to buy something that is appreciating in value, even if it doesn't speak to you here. Now, I'm going to lose some people on that, and that's okay. I tell every one of my clients, I am not here to make you feel good. I'm just here to educate you on how the market is communicating. That's it. What you do with that information is up to you.
My name's Paul. This shit's between y'all.
But if you could buy it at $450 and sell it a year later for $700, is there any part of you that's thinking, dang? Well, if there is, I have hope for you. If you can get in, baby, get in. Just get in. Well, but I don't love it. Get in. Well, it's only 3 out of 10 stars. Get in. It doesn't have a pull. Get in. I'm telling you, the train is leaving the station. And then let's regroup in a year and let's see what the appreciation has done for something like that. All these people in California that have hundreds of thousands of dollars, where do you think that money came from? In most cases, the reason they have $1 million in cash and they're moving to North Texas is because they bought a house years ago and the appreciation went through the roof. And now they're selling it and they have all this equity, this cash. Somebody asked me the other day, what the heck is equity? What is equity? Equity is the distance between what you owe for a house and what the house is worth. So let's say you owe $150,000 on the house and the house is worth $350,000. That is $200,000 in equity right here. That's equity. So if you sell that $350,000 house, fees, commissions aside, But if somebody just comes along and offers you $350,000, you pay the bank off, you have $200,000 laying on the table, metaphorically speaking. Well, there's taxes. I get it, right? But that's what equity is. Now, today, as of the current tax laws, I am not a tax professional. I am not giving you tax advice. Consult your own CPA or tax strategist for more information. Okay. The current tax code says you can do a 1031 exchange. So if you sell that $350,000 house and now you have $200,000 in cash, you can roll that money into greater than or equal property in terms of value, and the taxes that you would have paid on that are deferred until later in the future. You don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to pay capital gains tax on that now. You can defer those taxes. A lot of people think you don't have to pay taxes on that money. Oh, read the book. You do have to pay taxes on that, but not today. The taxes are deferred until later. A lot of people don't know that. So is the house you're in right now too small, too big, too blonde?
So you're breaking up with me because I'm too blonde?
The house isn't a fit for you. Well, what if you found something that was a fit of equal or greater value and liquidate the first property, buy the second one, roll the taxes in, and in some cases, your mortgage payment would be less on the newly acquired property. There are many, many examples, ways that you can grow money inside of a house, even if the house isn't perfect for you. That has no bearing on the rate at which appreciation is realized. So I think there's folks out there that could benefit from someone telling them, I understand you want to love the house that you're in, especially the first house that you buy. I get it. I understand. I've been there. That said, what is your alternative? Do you keep renting? Do you keep living in mom's basement? So if you can look at a home purchase from two angles, one, this is going to be our home, and two, this is an investment. This is a vehicle that we're using to grow our money. And then in the future, when the time is appropriate, let's revisit taking the money out of this property that we didn't love and putting it into something that's a little closer to getting us where our heart would appreciate. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. I am not here to upset you. My aim is never to offend anyone. But give that some thought. Give that some thought. I've talked to a lot of people over the years that kick themselves because they weren't more aggressive. They weren't more bold in their home buying decisions in the past. And they would be in an infinitely better financial situation had they leaned in, and instead of focusing so much on the home side, they focused more on the investment side. What if you would have bought a house in Prosper, Texas 10 years ago for $250,000, maybe that you hated or you just didn't like, and you're wondering, why are we buying this house? I guess it's better than renting an apartment. But you did it, and now you're sitting on $500,000 in equity. Does that change your situation? Is it easier to go into the marketplace and compete with people from California and New Jersey and New York that have hundreds of $1,000s of cash if you also have $500,000 in cash? Now, maybe that's not your situation today, but my point is we can get you there, but you got to get it. You got to get in the game. You got to get on the rocket ship and ride the rocket ship. I almost said ride the wave, but rocket ships and waves, they don't really mix so much. You get the point though. Ride the appreciation. You know what? If you've got a good name for what we should call the appreciation train, wave, rocket ship, we should have a contest in the comments section. Let's see what you got, YouTube family. Help a brother out. Now that we've covered that, how you doing? How's life? Things going well for you? You look stressed. I get it. It's a stressful time right now. A lot of stuff in the world's happening. Take care of yourself. Love yourself, right? Go take a nap. In fact, call your boss and just say, listen, Jono said I need to take the day off. Turn your phone off. Take a nap. You'll be glad you did.